You've probably heard that humans only use about 10% of their brains, but that's a complete myth. In a moment, I'm going to share a fact about your own mind that proves just how much time you actually spend completely zoned out, and the number might actually shock you. Stick around, because this is just one of 30 incredible facts that will change how you see the world. I'm Kevin from Know Your Deets, and here are 30 incredible facts to make your day. Your brain is incredibly fast. Messages travel along your nerves at speeds up to 322 kilometers or 200 miles per hour. That's why you can pull your hand away from a hot stove almost before you even consciously feel the pain. In the year 1816, the world experienced a bizarre weather event known as the Year Without a Summer. A massive volcanic eruption from Mount Tambora pushed enough ash into the atmosphere to block the sun, causing frost and crop failures around the globe. For a long time, we thought our sense of smell was limited, but research from Rockefeller University suggests otherwise. They estimate that the human nose is actually capable of detecting and distinguishing more than 1 trillion different scent combinations. Believe it or not, your sweat is actually odorless. The body odor we associate with sweating is actually caused by bacteria on your skin breaking down by the proteins found in your sweat. Your body is a hydration machine. A healthy adult produces between 0.5 and 1.5 liters, or zero point 0.4 and 1.3 quarts of saliva every single day. It's essential for breaking down your food and keeping your mouth healthy, though you probably never think about it. Think you're done with your tonsils for good? Think again. If any tissue is left behind during the removal process, your tonsils can actually grow back. Sometimes this happens by accident, but it can happen in both children and adults. Sharks have a fearsome reputation for their teeth, but human teeth are surprisingly resilient. Our tooth enamel has a microscopic structure and toughness that is remarkably similar to shark enameloid, making our teeth just as strong in direct comparison. It sounds crazy, but you're statistically more likely to be bitten by another human than by a shark. Data from trauma centers consistently shows that human bites occur far more frequently in daily life than encounters with sharks in the wild. Did you know that newborns don't actually cry tears? While they can make noise and get upset, their tear ducts aren't fully developed. They usually start producing actual physical tears between 1 and 3 months of age. Here is a reason to keep your eyes on the road. If you sneeze while driving at 97 kilometers or 60 miles per hour, your eyes are closed for about half a second. In that time, you've traveled roughly 15 meters or 50 feet completely blind. Alligators and manatees often share the same waters in Florida, and they have an unspoken rule. Alligators will almost always give the manatee the right of way, gently nudging out of their path if one of these slow-moving sea cows swims by. Magpies are among the most intelligent creatures on Earth. They are one of the only non-mammal species in the world that can pass the mirror test, proving they are capable of recognizing themselves in their own reflection. Imagine a flower that smells exactly like a bar of chocolate. The Cosmo astrosanguineus is a dark red flower native to Mexico that does exactly that. But be warned, despite the delicious scent, this flower is toxic and definitely not edible. Long before trees covered the earth, the landscape looked like something out of a sci-fi movie. The planet was dominated by giant white mushroom-like structures called protexocytes that could reach heights of 7.3 meters or 24 feet. We mentioned the brain earlier, and here's that shocking stat. A study from Harvard University found that, on average, humans spend roughly 47% of their waking lives mind-wandering, or completely zoned out. If you ever find yourself standing on Mars, look up at the sunset. Because of the fine dust in the Martian atmosphere, the light scatters in a way that makes the setting sun appear blue rather than the orange we see on Earth. We often think of fried chicken as a southern staple, but food historians suggest the method originated in Scotland. Scottish immigrants brought their technique of deep frying chicken in fat to the American South, where it eventually evolved into the dish we know today. If you love British-style baked beans, you might be surprised to learn they aren't actually baked. In the factory, they are blanched and then stewed in the can during the heating process to get that signature soft texture. You might think Walmart sells more electronics or clothing, but their top-selling item is actually bananas. They sell over 771 million kilograms, or 1.7 billion pounds, of these yellow fruits every single year, more than any other individual product. Think your ice cream cone is big? The world record for the largest scoop of ice cream was set by Kemp's LLC. It was a massive single scoop that weighed over 1,361 kilograms, or 3,000 pounds. That's the weight of a small car. A fascinating study from a bookstore in Belgium found that simply adding the scent of chocolate to the air changed customer behavior. It actually increased the likelihood of people browsing and buying romance novels by over 40%. Although the hit show Friends was iconic for its New York setting, not a single scene was actually filmed in the Big Apple. The entire series was shot on sound stages at the Warner Brothers lot in Burbank, California. Chris Pratt was so attached to his character in Guardians of the Galaxy that he actually stole his Star-Lord costume from the set. He didn't keep it for himself though. He wanted to wear it to visit sick children in hospitals. Jackie Chan is a man of many talents. During the 1980s, he didn't just star in his films. He also recorded the theme songs for almost every one of them, showcasing his professional operatic vocal training. Even a US president isn't above the law. In 1872, Ulysses S. Grant was actually arrested by a Washington, D.C. police officer for furious riding, which was essentially the 19th century version of a speeding ticket, but for a horse and carriage. If you use Expedia, Hotels.com, Hotwire, Trivago, Travelocity, or Orbitz, you're basically using the same network. All of these major travel booking platforms are owned by the same parent company, Expedia Group. In a truly bizarre moment in 2014, a woman on vacation in Iceland went missing. A massive search party was organized, and she actually joined the search herself, not realizing that the description of the missing person they were looking for was her. The record for the longest human chain is massive. Back in 2004, over 5 million people in Bangladesh linked hands to form a chain spanning 1,049 kilometers, or 652 miles, as part of a national awareness campaign. Soviet cosmonauts were required to carry a special survival gun into space. It wasn't for aliens. It was a triple-barreled shotgun designed to defend them against bears and wolves in the Siberian wilderness if they landed off course. If you see a giant panda in a zoo outside of China, it's almost certainly on loan. China owns nearly every panda in the world, and they lease them to international zoos as part of long-term conservation and research agreements. Which of these facts surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and let me know. If you enjoyed this journey through the world's most interesting trivia, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious and you have a great day.